she would do that to me. Like, I showed you so much love when you came in the game. And to me, I felt like it was a bit contradicting because Nicki didn't show nobody love.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
She beat Remy.
Yeah, for a long time.
For years.
And when Cardi B came into the game too, I feel like Nicki Minaj said something. I could be wrong, but I mean.
Well, nobody respected Cardi B when Cardi B came into the game, right? Because when Cardi B came into the game, she was straight out of Love and Hip Hop. So like, there's a big taboo in the like hip hop world.
And then that's when make a song. It's pretty, glorifying the shorty type, like because that's the very stuff like that.
Okay. So when I was listening to it on Spotify, a few songs stood out to me.
Sure.
So drunk texting, you refer to like the obvious drunk texting, and the group chats, which is a huge thing in today's world.
Power Circle, Season 2, Episode 14. Power is everywhere. Why not talk about it? Wait. Welcome to the Power Circle with Juice Come True. I'm Reggie Kass.
I'm Cassie B.
So I'm trying this new slogan. I'm trying to see how it goes. So we're back. Cassie's looking good.
Oh, thanks. It's spring.
Big shout out to the Cassandra Bourget fan club. She's taken.
Oh man, anyways. But yes, it's finally like we had a snowstorm or ice storm or whatever, and now was that this week? It was
Monday.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
Take it in, it's like this country goes through like, I feel like Canada, specifically the month of April in Ottawa, not to generalize, I feel like it's that girlfriend you don't want to have. Like that just girlfriend from hell. You get the good one day, you get the bad the other day.
Yeah.
Now you get the good.
So this is pretty exciting. I hope it stays like this because it's about time. We've had a long, horrible winter, and I'm done. I can't do it anymore. But before we start with Flashback, do you want to talk quickly about your Nicki Minaj?
Yes. So before we go into the Flashback segment, just wanted to talk about Nicki Minaj. Pretty much she dropped like 2 songs while Cardi B dropped her album.
She did it after. Cardi B dropped like 2 days later.
Was it a week after or 2?
No, it was like, I think it was 2-3 days after Cardi B. I think it was 2-3 days after. But it wasn't at the same time.
It was a week after.
Oh, it was a week after?
Yeah.
My thing about it was she made a video saying like how she felt like she was disrespected on Motorsport where they kind of changed her verse.
Yeah.
And she's just going on saying, I can't believe like she would do that to me. Like I showed you so much love when you came in the game. And to me, I felt like it was a bit contradicting because Nicki didn't show nobody love.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
She beat Remy.
Yeah, for a long time.
For years.
And when Cardi B came into the game too, I feel like Nicki Minaj said something. I could be wrong, but I mean.
Well, nobody respected Cardi B when Cardi B came into the game, right? Because when Cardi B came into the game, she was straight out of Love and Hip Hop. So like, there's a big taboo in the like hip hop world. When somebody goes into Love and Hip Hop, that means like your career is kind of over, or your career is like really on a down spiral.
And also she was a stripper. So like people didn't really
Respect because of that.
Well, let me straight up. I saw her strip. She could be in the Olympics. She could be in the Olympics.
But also the thing that helped her was her Instagram post, because she used to do like little skits and just doing.
You know what helped her was the Love and Hip Hop.
That too.
That was my introduction to Cardi B. That was my introduction to her. It was Love and Hip Hop. It was like a reunion, and like someone was coming at her because I guess Cardi B like did something with her man or something. That was my introduction to her. I liked her since day one.
So is it fair to say she kind of changed Love and Hip Hop?
I think, yeah. I think she has a role in making Love and Hip Hop what it is right now.
You know?
Making it like the fire that it is, I think that she had a role to play in it.
And not only is that, you don't think that Love and Hip Hop from now is not something like a show where your career is done? Well, actually now, anybody that's random can actually get popping.
Yeah. I think so. I think that's where Mara La Negra, I think that's where she got her exposure from.
It was Love and Hip Hop Miami.
Yeah, I think that's where she got her exposure from. And let's just remember, her stripping, like the money she made from the stripping is she invested in her music. Cardi B. So,
I've
yeah.
been a fan since day one. So with that being said, Nick, you take an L for that. You see what I'm saying? You're not the queen of rap anymore, Cardi is. See, here's the thing is, I got a lot of slack on social media. I've been getting so much slack since the Super Bowl. It's crazy. So like nowadays, I don't even give a fuck anymore. But I said that Nicki Minaj never had a dope ass hit. Ask Cardi B, they were both at them. And they're like, no. They're like, no. You forgot Super Bass. And I'm like, fam, Super Bass and Bodak Yellow is two different things. And I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm gonna give it in a funny way. Bodak Yellow introduced you to female gangsterism in the club. And I'm gonna give you an example. You see when like Bodak Yellow comes in, girls do this now. Girls do this now. I don't see girls do this in Super Bass. Like yo, like girls be going there, they're popping bottles and everything, like, I'm like, shit, okay. But yeah, no, that's my opinion. Cardi B, you are the queen of rap now. I'm sorry to all my Nicki Minaj supporters, that is my opinion. Funny Cass, what's your opinion?
No, I never, I mean, I like Nicki Minaj when she was on that Young Money track.
That's it?
Bedrock?
Yeah.
But everything after that, I don't know, I wasn't really, I mean, Super Bass was
Super Bass was a sellout song.
But she was getting, she catered to the pop, and she got really popular. And she
I wasn't really, I feel like Cardi B for me is like, I really like Cardi B. Like,
Can I
really
say something though? I feel like we're gonna find out who actually is the queen of rap for the Billboards. I guess this Billboards they named 3 people that are nominated.
Yeah.
It's,
so whoever wins is most likely gonna be.
It's Bad Barbie.
Bad Baby.
Bad Baby, okay. Cardi B.
She's actually nominated for the Billboard.
She's sick. She's sick. No. I like her music. I'm gonna put it in the car. Put it on blast. We're gonna trip.
Am I gonna trip though?
Yeah.
What was that first track? There was a video. She was like on the roof of a place. It was the first thing released.
Oh, it was.
I forget what it was, but it was the first thing released this year.
Kodak. It was a Kodak Black's track, but she was.
She was in it.
She was singing.
Anyways, well, I guess we'll see whoever wins, I guess, is considered the queen.
See, if she wins, I don't think I'll be mad.
I want Cardi B to win.
I want Cardi to win.
Cardi's gonna win.
I want her to win.
I think Cardi deserves to win.
Come on, she has an engine behind her.
I
She's
think it's over for Nicki Minaj.
Oh, it's over. Go ahead.
Anyways, so for Flashback, the segment, for Flashback, we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs. I haven't followed anything, so I'm not,
Your link is not there yet.
Listen, I live in a prison, so I don't have TV for a couple of more months. Anyways, hopefully no one sees that one. But anyways, we're going to talk about Coachella, week 1. This week is week 2. There's going to be the Weekend Belly. I'm actually going to look at those videos. I struggled to find videos for Beyonce and Destiny's Child.
Did you?
Yeah. I ignored it like when it was on social media, fresh on social media. I missed it.
Yeah.
And I took blind and like I saw clips and like when it was fresh on social media, it was like good angles. But like Thursday, Friday, I was struggling to find videos on YouTube just so I could talk about it. Anyways, Kanye West is back on Twitter. I don't know about you, but it's a big deal to me. For hot topics, R. Kelly again is just. Anyways, we'll talk about that. John Cena and Nikki Bella are called off their engagement. Khloe Kardashian named her baby True Thompson, and Starbucks is going to close on May 29th for trading. So for people getting your long Americano 2 shots, half something, 3/4, whatever, you won't be able to get it on May 29th. And we have a guest today, Kass, who's going to have his interview. So for Flashback, NBA playoffs.
NBA playoffs, history is.
Is Toronto doing it?
Yeah, Toronto.
But they lost.
They lost yesterday. So let's start with the most important, situation. Cleveland lost.
Oh yeah, they lost.
Cleveland lost. LeBron James never, ever lost or been down. First of all, he never lost a first round series.
That's right.
He never been down in the first round series. Yeah, because his first year, he went 1-0, 1-1, 2-0, 3-3. Then it was the game 7. See what I'm saying? So now he's down 2-1. Indiana won 90, I think 92, 90.
Won by 1 point.
By 1 point.
Mm.
And no, by 2 1.
One? Cause Indiana missed a free throw.
Yeah, and then what's his face got like
J.R.
a
Smith, yeah.
plus 3. So pretty much LeBron lost. He was pretty upset post game. He didn't really want to say anything much to the media. He was just saying like, you know, like we lost.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna throw my team under the bus, even though that's what y'all want me to do.
Did Tristan Thompson get benched forever now?
See,
anyways, I'm gonna keep what I have to say for that segment, but I'm just not answering my prayers.
the thing is, I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? I'm a bit worried because every time Tristan cheats, they win the championship. So right now, since he cheated, they have a high chance of winning the championship because he's 1-0. Until further notice, right? But yeah, so Cleveland lost. Then Boston lost as well. So the Celtics, the series is 2-1. Toronto lost versus Washington Game 3. Series is 2-1. And tonight we have Houston. We have I always forget the West. We have Houston, Minnesota.
We have New Orleans and Portland, and we have OKC and Utah.
Yeah. So New Orleans versus Portland. I want to, like, to all our listeners, to all our viewers, y'all don't watch much of New Orleans Pelicans because it's not a sexy market in terms of, like, you know, basketball and stuff like that. But Anthony Davis, he's the guy that has the unibrow. So if you guys are familiar with one guy in the NBA that has a unibrow, that's him. So Anthony Davis, pretty much right now, they're killing Portland. Portland is ranked 3rd, New Orleans is ranked 6th, and as of right now, they're winning the series 3-0, and they can close it out today. So who would have thought Rajon Rondo from the Celtics way back when, balling, Jrue Holiday balling. Then we also have super rookie Donovan Mitchell, who scored like a total of like 55 playoff points in 2 games, beating Michael Jordan's record of 53. So this is some big talks right now that's going on in the NBA. So stay tuned and go Celtics.
420 was yesterday. So I don't smoke weed, so I don't really care for it. But we all know that, you know, Canada's trying to, legalize or making it, you know, like people can actually have it in possession and smoke it without getting in trouble. And they're gonna open an LCBO style store, right, to be able to sell marijuana. And they announced the 4 first locations in Ontario for the OCS, so the Ontario Cannabis Store. So it's going to be in Guelph, Kingston, Toronto, and Thunder Bay. Because, so in Ottawa, they're still struggling with the stores, the dispensaries.
Okay.
So for zoning, it's not going to work for Ottawa right now. And for those areas, so Guelph, Toronto, Toronto has
a lot of
dispensaries, so I don't know what they're talking about, but apparently the zoning works out over there for now. 40 stores are going to open this year. Another 40 stores are going to open next year. The goal is to open 150 stores by 2020 in Canada. Or in Ontario. I think it's in Ontario, not in Canada. In Ontario.
I don't really know how. I don't smoke, so like I don't really know.
I know. I wanted to talk about 420, but I'm like, I'm not part of it, so I can't.
But I think it's gonna be like,
someone released a track yesterday. Wiz Khalifa.
So let me get this straight, right? So you're gonna go to the store.
you
You
can
can
choose. You can choose. Like my cousin, I'm not gonna name his name, but he went to LA, I think, a couple of weeks ago or whatever, and put on Instagram, like I guess went to like a weed store or whatever, and there's like different types. It was like strawberry, banana, and like there's different strength and like different flavors and all of that.
How old do you have to be?
19. It's 19.
Well, here too, like in Ottawa.
Oh,
when my
in Ottawa,
friends-
it's
Yeah,
19,
when my friends go to the ones on Montreal Road, they're fine.
See, the one thing I like about it is now we don't need to worry about like, you know, our kids getting it illegally.
I'm just worried about living beside someone who might burn down my house. Because it happens a lot.
Especially in Orleans.
My best friend, his house almost burnt down because the house caught on fire because they were growing. They were growing.
See, that is so
And you won't be able to grow,
wrong.
like, people will be able to grow it in their homes too, but then it turns into this whole real estate mess, and like they won't be required to declare when they're trying to sell their home that they were growing. So the person coming in might not know, like there might be some mold or something
But
around the
like
walls.
since since the week last one passed, are you going to be allowed to go outside?
I think it's inside your house.
It's inside, not outside.
Oh, you can do it outside?
Yeah, it's
I think it's inside.
Oh,
that chicken one, that chicken what?
Yeah,
I thought like the whole since it'll be legal to travel, I think it would be smarter to have a little spot in your garden.
It's inside.
Oh,
It's actually dangerous if you're out there outside. Because if some kid sees it, they're gonna wanna go like, yo, we know that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So nothing against anyone who does it. I mean,
But for real estate still, if you do the inspection, the inspector can still see what was going on inside the house. If the inspector is honest, some of them are not, as well know, but the inspector can see if you were growing something or not.
But isn't that
Because of the, well, if we're not careful.
if you're not careful, you're gonna do. That's my point. Like,
No, but just overall, like, you know, like secondhand.
secondhand weed smoking is not fun. I was once with a group of friends who all smoked weed in the house. It was, they call it box. And let me tell you,
It's not dangerous, but-
the drive home was not pleasant.
Did you get high off of it?
Oh my goodness, I couldn't, I got home at like, it's late night chilling, you know, I got home at like 3 a.m. I couldn't lay down to sleep. It was horrible.
It's not dangerous, but yeah, you will get
It's not, no, yeah, but I've never smoked anything before, and like I felt like I was like, I can't sit. I can't like literally.
That's what happened
Oh my
to me at Blues Fest. You know what I'm saying? Let's say the VIP at a 150-cent concert. I'm chilling there, I'm like, I bet I'm gonna be in the crowd. There are people smoking, I couldn't even breathe properly after. Like, my eyes were bloodshot red.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what was going on. You know what I'm saying? That's wild.
But moving on, Coachella week 1, so Beyonce and Cardi B. So as I was saying, you know, the day after or whatever, when the fresh videos were on Instagram, like, the performance just happened. I kept scrolling. I was like, I'll have time to watch it after. But like I was trying to watch the videos on Thursday, and there was nothing. I can find a good video to watch like the performance. So I couldn't like I had to basically watch videos of people who were like filming a TV or filming a screen, which sucked. But I saw some of Beyonce's like performance, and I saw the Destiny's Child like reunion performance, which was good.
I want to talk a bit about, before we go into Cardi B's performance, I want to go into Destiny's Child's performance.
Michelle.
Why is the internet disrespecting Michelle? They need to stop. The poor woman did what she could with that twerk. Half of y'all women can't even twerk, fam.
It wasn't even a twerk.
It was her back.
It was her back.
Her back was
No.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what happened. We announced on Power Circle, Instagram, that Michelle is getting married.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's engaged.
Yeah.
So I calculated maybe she got some good expletive the day of her performance, which led to her disastrous attempt to twerk.
What?
It's the only thing that makes sense to me. Because the way her back broke out was bad. And then the Quan on Instagram, all these Instagram people had to do her so wrong.
I don't know, man. It seems like every time like they perform, I don't know, man. Every time they perform, Michelle is just not doing it.
Yo!
And you see how my sister made a point. You see how they're always dressed like Michelle is always not dressed as extra as.
Yeah, but she's kind of like, she's like Christian.
Well, yeah, but she's engaged to a pastor.
I want to know something, right? Destiny's Child. Did somebody put it together, or did they do like auditions?
No. They were put together. They were like founded in like someone's basement or
So was
something.
it that did?
Okay, so Michelle can sing at the end of the day.
No, she wasn't there. Michelle wasn't there. It was, I'm not sure who was first, but Latoya Luckett was one of, you know,
Yeah, like
was one of them. She was one of the OGs, and there's this other darker girl, I forget her name. She was like shorter.
Yeah.
I forget her name. And then Michelle came.
Okay, I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
So she wasn't groomed for that type of behavior.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Okay, it's
So
all
she
good.
came in
It's all
later.
good. I'm sad.
Yeah, Cardi B, I saw her, it wasn't all that, honestly, it wasn't all that great. She did good songs, but when you compare to like Beyonce's performance, it wasn't all that great. It could be because she was pregnant, she couldn't do much on stage.
Yeah.
Like even her dancers, like I was watching her dancers perform and like her dancers weren't, I don't know what that was, but that was not dancing. They were like doing half the job on stage. But she brought a few people, she brought Chance the Rapper, 21 Savage.
Kelani.
Kalani? Oh, I didn't see that in the video I watched, but yeah.
Kalani, yeah.
I saw Cardi B's performances with Kass, and I must say I was impressed with her twerking at like what 5 months pregnant.
What song was she twerking at? It was someone was on stage for that, right?
Yeah.
Who's, I can't remember.
Isn't it? I'll say Future. No.
No. I forget what song it
Cause
was.
someone was on stage.
Yeah, and she was like twerking on the using the stair.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, she talented. Like, she 5 months pregnant? Someone's gonna even twerk now.
And she didn't move her. She was trying to show the crowd how she got pregnant. Like, it's hilarious. I watched her interview on Ellen. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's hilarious. Like, her reasoning behind everything is to die for.
Did she say, oh,
Yeah.
Samina said it was YG.
Oh yeah.
During the, I forget the name of the song. The first song she opened with is basically the song where she talks about like her upbringing and like she had all these cool pictures of her like, you know, when she was a stripper, when she had nothing, and then like it gradually goes into like how she is now. It was really cool to see that. Yeah, Get Up 10, that's the song that she opened with. So the football player from Waterloo was murdered?
yes.
Do you know this person?
I do not.
Oh,
I do
okay,
not.
sorry.
But Parish want to send condolences to Landing, who's 23 years old, was stabbed in Kitchener at a gathering.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because he left Sudan, you know, war in Sudan, just to come to Canada for a better life. He was also invited to the CFL Combine earlier this year.
Did you know about that? The
I
CFL
didn't know.
The CFL sent their condolences to him.
And, you know, what can I say? Like last week on the show, I said, you know, in the UK, there's a situation with knife issues, knife crime. And for him to be stabbed to death at a gathering, it's really sad, unfortunate. And my condolences to the Waterloo football team and family as well.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, man, like we just want to say no to violence. We're just trying to have a good time, you know. Some guys are trying to, like, you know, get some girls to go at the end of the night and all that stuff. And I just want violence to stop. Like, at the end of the day, like, guys, like, we're going out to, you know, to have fun. We're going out to, like, just chill out, vibe out, distress from exams, whatever the case may be if you're doing exams or stuff like that. And unfortunately, altercation broke out. And it breaks my heart because, you know, he's a football guy. I'm around football, my broski plays football, and then people are gonna ask me like, you know, like why I'm so strict upon the parties and stuff like that. Not saying it like that, you know what I mean? It's just my heart goes out to me because man, it was just not chilling.
It was a second degree murder, so there's speculation that it was a planned murder. And I just put it in there, it's that area's first murder of 2018. In Ottawa, we're currently standing at like probably a double digit. And
Was it 30? I think I heard something about 34, but that might just be shootings.
but it's a killing, but for that, like Waterloo, it's like number 1 in 2018. Number 1.
I don't know what to say, you know what I'm saying, like when it comes to this, it breaks my heart because men have so much talent.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying getting invited, I didn't even know about the CFL.
Yeah.
Right? Like, got invited to the CFL Combine, you're having a chance to do this for your family, that's the biggest thing, right? Like, we're out here doing this for our families, for generations.
Mm-hmm.
And RIP, and I hope they figure out who did this.
Oh, they did. They found the person. It's a kid. It's like a 21-year-old. Yeah.
Black, white.
It sounded like he was black, the name. But I mean, I thought this guy was Asian, just by the last name. It's bad prejudice to make, I know. But yeah, no, it sounded like it was a black guy. It sounded, I don't know. They didn't really examine on that. How are you doing on time?
Yeah, not that much. So I don't know if you want to see the. Well, we have time for Kanye.
Okay, it won't be long, yeah. So Kanye West is back on Twitter. It's a big deal because he was quiet for a long time. And I know way back in the day, Kanye West went for a while where he was going on rants. And he was on TMZ and everywhere. People were annoyed with him because he's mean, he's arrogant. I like Kanye West like that. Yes!
Well, question.
Mm-hmm.
How much following? How many people does he follow?
And like last time I checked, it was like 0. It was like 0 or 1, and it was Kim Kardashian.
I think it's only Kim.
Yeah, if he only follows Kim on the Twitter. But yeah, and my favorite tweet, it seems like his tweets right now that we know that he's going to be writing a philosophy book. It seems like he has deep thinking, he's good at it. It seems like his tweets are philosophy, like, it seems like it's going to be like what he's going to put in his book. But my favorite tweet is, I don't believe in horizontal hierarchy. If you build a ladder too high, it's actually the most dangerous for the people at the top. And there's a lot of truth behind that. People who become executives without being an admin are the ones that are, extreme. That's basically what it's saying. It's pretty cool.
I agree.
Yeah, he hinted at 2 albums. So June 1st, he's going to drop the first one. That's 7 songs. And a few days later, he's going to drop one with Kid Cudi.
Why is he doing this in June? Drake is dropping his album in June.
This summer's going to be lit.
What now?
Music-wise.
So it's 7 songs?
7 songs. 7 songs. They're probably going to be like 30 seconds each,
No, you better rap. You better rap. You better rap. You better rap.
Because it's Kanye West.
That's true.
Kanye West, man. I'm expecting another tour. Did you guys go? I was supposed to go. Oh my god, that was like the best concert of life.
I didn't go because Kass and Sabrina weren't close in my life at that time. Shout out to Remax.
Remax didn't bring it. Remax was no, we went to Montreal.
Okay, not bad.
It was lit. Everyone was dressed like for the occasion. Like everyone brought out their inner Kanye. It was so lit. I just thought I have to say.
I was supposed to go to one in New York, but he canceled in Sacramento.
Yeah, he
canceled.
had a
breakdown.
Yeah.
I remember when he came to Ottawa for Blues Fest. That was
lit.
That was wild.
I think it was a graduation album.
That's 2007.
Yeah, that's when
See, I remember Akon was headlining that year.
Yeah.
Kanye wasn't even that big.
Kanye was.
He was big.
At Blues Fest?
Yeah.
Oh, so when Akon went at Blues Fest, it was White Glove Sean.
White Glove Sean.
I didn't go, but I was in the streets. That's when they allowed people in the streets at Blues Fest. And they brought the gates down, and Akon and White Glove came in the streets and gave the streets a concert, and people inside were pissed. Oh, it was fest.
That's wild.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's it for Flash Shots. We're gonna take a short break, and we're gonna come back with Kass.
Let's do it. And we are back. We got Kass in the circle.
I like her name.
Matches.
So for the people watching and listening, please tell them who you are and what you do.
Kass, I'm a rapper, singer, artist. I don't really want to classify myself as only an artist. Only a rapper, because I like to sing other melodies and all that. So I just say I'm an artist.
My question for you now is your EP, We Ours. To me, it's a dope ass project.
Sure.
Just explain to our viewers, listeners, just the vibe on that EP, right?
So the vibe on that is like a late night type of a vibe. So and a lot of people, it takes place in like in a car. So it's mostly should be with the boyfriend and the girlfriend.
Okay.
And then I have, because basically it's what it's about. It's basically because a lot of dudes don't really explain themselves to females, and especially when we mess up and whatnot. So what my job on the EP was to do was to explain a guy's fuck up to the girl, and then that's why the beginning of the tape and the ending is kind of different. It's kind of, it goes from trying to win her back, and then in the middle, Melanie is me explaining to the girl that the guy messed up, and then Hurting is saying that when after it just for some reason it always takes someone messing up to understand and learn.
Yeah.
So in Melanie, it's explaining the guy, he knows he messed up now, and now in Hurting, if you take him back, he's gonna be that man you want him to be. And then the last song, which is FaceTime. FaceTime is about he finally wins her back, and then when it's all said and done, she's at home late night, and then she's at home, she's drunk, whatever. He was with his homies at the beginning of the tape, he was with his homies, and then he linked up. You're with your homies chilling, playing 2K, whatever, and then your girl is probably with her friends having a little drink thing, and then she gets a little intoxicated, and then you're with your homies sparked up, and then you finally link your shorty in the late night, and that's where it all goes down.
So my question for you is, and I'm going to be a bit more, in terms of that, right, the song FaceTime.
Yeah.
Just FaceTime. So is FaceTime for you that pre-link up to Melanie in a sense?
No, so FaceTime is after Melanie.
Okay.
Because it's basically when they're in the car together. So basically, you know the interlude? The interlude is like when her flipping through. We're in 2018, 2017, so it's not really no flipping through channels.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, because if you have an aux cord, it doesn't. You need to have a little switch thing. So I had the radio switch. So it's basically that dude being like, yo, like just pick a song, and that's when you hear the last shh, and then it switched to melody, and then I have me explaining the song, blah blah blah, and then FaceTime is like when he drops her off from like chilling throughout the night. When he drops her off at home, and then he goes back home, and then you get the text FaceTiming.
Yeah.
And then that's when we make a bond. It's pretty, glorifying the shorty type, like because that's his dirty stuff like that.
Okay. So when I was listening to it on Spotify, a few songs stood out to me.
Sure.
So drunk texting, you refer to like the obvious. Drunk texting and the group chats, which is a huge thing in today's world. Group chats, they could be good, they could be bad. Late night, very peachy song. I thought it was very peachy. I'm listening to it. I was multitasking and then I stopped and I was like, whoa, wait, but it was good. It was good. It was very.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
And hurting, which almost felt like you were talking about a girl that wouldn't let you in her heart. So is any of this on the track list? Like, is any of that real? Like,
no, I take pride in like everything that's like on there is like me.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a real like occurrence.
Wow, you're really in your feels.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
I'm gonna ask you this.
I dove in.
I'm gonna ask you this, right? Like. This is from some of our real life experience. Right?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna it's not like all me, like obviously like my homies, other shorties, like experiences I don't know.
And for me, the thing is, once you go into the booth, right?
Yeah.
For you to have all these emotions, how long does it take you to deliver? I would say deliver a song, in terms of just the way to connect with the lyrics, so the passion comes out when you record.
What's like weird is that I do the opposite. I try to like disconnect from like the feelings and just like try and like focus on the performance of the song. And then it's usually like, and then that's when when I hear it back, like if I play it back, I'm like, oh damn, like because I feel like if I was like too thinking about it, like I wouldn't be able to like do it, because it's like. Especially when you're talking like actual factual stuff and like you did wrong and she did wrong and you hurt whatever. So it's like you don't really want to focus just like on the production at first.
You also said guys don't like explaining their mess ups to women.
Right.
In terms of that, how do you feel in 2018? Do you think it's something that we still don't do? Do you feel like?
I think it definitely don't do it. It got worse, to be honest, because of like the texting age and like whatever. Like so like now people can't even look each other in the eyes, So like I definitely think it got worse. Like communication in general, but especially on the guys' part, because the communication when it comes to like emotions was already whack. So now it's double now.
But do you feel, is it a sense because men don't want to? Because if we open up so much to a shorty, and then that shorty, for example, were to leave, we gave so much.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a fact, because like
this is some bars. This is some bars.
Seriously.
I was ready for him. This is bars.
It's facts, because like I feel when a guy fully gives his everything to a girl, and then like they separate or split, I feel like when he like when they both dive in, but I feel like when the guy dives in, that's why we don't really dive in a lot, because getting hurt or whatever, if we're human, right, that hurts a lot, and as a guy you gotta be a tough man, so you don't want to fully dive into like a shorty and give her everything, tell her everything about you, whatever, and imagine if she cheats on you or she leaves you or whatever, and then she has all that evidence on you and you can't like hide it away.
But it could be the same for the guy though, because the girl opens up.
Yeah, but what I'm trying, like the girl, like I feel like girls open up faster than the man does. It's like in a relationship, the girl, you would know a lot more things about the girl than the guy would. I mean, the girl would about the guy.
Yeah.
She's all it's usually the girl always saying, oh, like open up to me. Like, you know, when they're mad, like, tell me, like, it's like you're closed off. But you don't, it's never the guy saying that to the girl because she's always willing to tell you. And then eventually, that's when you know, like, that's when, you know, like, the girl eventually knows, like, okay, this guy is, like, you know, when he starts saying, I love you, and then he starts opening up bit by bit, that's when she starts, like, telling her friends, she's all happy and everything. But you can see the progression with the guy. But, like, it does take a long time.
And do you think in terms of in a relationship, right, when a guy opens up so much, do you think guys move on faster than girls, or do girls move on faster than guys?
When they're fully committed?
Or like, let's say when the relationship's over, right?
Yeah.
Who do you think will be likely to bounce back quicker?
See, but I think, like, so I think the guy would be able to. I don't necessarily think, because if you break up with a girl right now, you guys, like, the guy's still gonna have that feeling, like, you know, he's in love with her or whatever. But then, like, because he's a guy, he's gonna go out and do, you know, try and get other girls. Like, oh, I'm free, I'm single, with my homies now. We're gonna go try and chop with these other girls. But, like, he's still, like, his homies know, and she, at the end of the day, she knows too at the back of her, like, this guy, like, you know, he still loves me or whatever. But I feel like, because the girl, like, for you, the females are more reserved. Like, they're not gonna just like, after a relationship just start, you know, dating other guys. Just like, nah, like, I'm still, you know, because, like, you got, like, females, like, want to work things out.
Yeah.
Right. So exactly. So she probably, even if it was rough, she's probably like, okay, like, you know, it may, you know, work itself out. But then he's like, nah, like, I gotta be that guy, and then, you know, like, do his thing. But I feel like the guy still has a feeling.
Yes.
I feel, you know, like, heavy, but, like, that's what we do, man.
So, no more relationship questions.
No,
You're giving him ammunition to win against me when we do our segments. No more.
I got you.
So, late last year, we had people, the guys from Ocean Beats, come at the very beginning of the beginnings of Power Circle. And late last year, some of the guys from Ocean Beats were, you know, there was a lot of noise about the New Day video.
Yeah.
And they had clips all the time, and I felt like there was so much, like, anticipation for it. So and you were on it. You were on the track. So tell us about that experience, what it was like, you know, to work with those people, the outcome, all that stuff.
Oh, it was dope. Like, everything kind of, like, flowed together, basically, because it was, like, basically, like, my homie, because we, like, this whole music stuff, like, we just started realistically. So, like, my man's, like, who's like, I'm featured on his song, but that was his first song ever.
Okay.
So basically, what happened with that whole music video is that he was video shooting, like, you know, taking pics for his IG or whatever. And then the guy that was shooting him, they got to talking and they started messing with each other. And then he was like, yo, like, I'm looking for someone to do my music video. And then he was like, oh man, like, I'm trying to branch off and, like, just pictures and do music videos also. And then that's when we got the linking. And then we finally laid on the track and we sent it to the man. He said, yo, I like it. And then we got the shooting, and then the marketing, like, you know, we gave it to everyone. We give the song first to everyone, see if they like it or not. And then when you say you're dropping a visual, that's when people are more, like, in tune to wait, you know, and then anticipation and all that, you know what I'm trying to say? So I think that's how it was anticipation. Like, we gave it to, like, people back from high school, people that we kind of know, people we don't even know, like, we don't even like, we just hear, you know, because, like, you know, like, we just gave it to everyone, and then the rest, and the thing is, like, when you have, like, something that's good, like, even someone that doesn't like you has to be like, you know, they'll be like, yeah, you know, but, like, it's good, like, so I'll take that as, like, you don't really vibe with me, but I'll take that as, like, you messed with it, and then especially when the music video dropped, we send it to, like, everyone, the day, like, that, the day it dropped, and then really, like, the next day, like, we pushed it crazy, and then that's what the views, like, because people, when they were hitting me back, I was like, oh, how do you guys already have this many views, but, like, not knowing what we did. So, yeah, you gotta, like, finesse the people, basically.
So what are some of your music influences?
This is weird, because, like, the music I make is not really, like, what my influences make. Like, I love, like, Pac is my guy. Like, yeah, and then I'm a Kanye dude, Geminis and all that. And then J. Cole. Like, so it's like my influences are rap, But like music influences, like in terms of like R&B, I don't really have one. But people say I sound like the Bryson and like the Weeknd. But I don't really, like I listen to Bryson, but I don't really listen to the Weeknd that much. So I'm like, I don't understand how I grasp it. Like, you know, like the melodies of him if you don't listen to him. But that's...
I also felt a bit of like a P&D vibe as
P&D.
well. Like not more so like just, you know, like you rap like or sing like P&D, but just the vibe itself. A bit, you know what I mean? I don't know if you ever got that.
I actually thought of Ram in the UK. He's this black rapper, and he has this song called Barking. I don't know if you heard of it, but it's basically about linking up with a girl. And when I was listening to you on Spotify, I thought of that song immediately. I was like, wow, it kind of sounds like, and he's doing it big in the UK, so
Word.
compliment.
Word. I'll take that.
So, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Ah, damn. 5 years. Hopefully, in 5 years, hopefully, like, a solid step foot in, like, the industry.
Okay.
You know? Because I don't want to be, like, I want to be popping or, like, you know, I want to, a solid step, you know, like, people in my city, you know, that, like, this is my occupation, like, I do music, you know, and stuff like that. And then from then on, grasp and start, you know, taking over the industry.
Before we continue, David
My brother.
says, what about 50? I guess when you were talking
Oh,
about
damn, bro. Yo, I forgot. Yeah, 50 Cent. He's my favorite artist.
Yeah.
Like he's like, yeah, he's my, 50 Cent, like he's my, I guess, you know what, actually, in this, I'm gonna take that actually back what I just said, cause I forgot about 50. I think 50, like, cause 50, he did the, like, you know, the melody type of, you know, but he was like hardcore rap.
Yeah.
But he had like, you know, the candy shops and then like, you know, yeah, he did the melody type of, so I think I got that from him.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about that. He's my homie. Yeah, that's my dude right there. And he still does that to this day, so that's kind of what I want to, like, you know. Cause I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really a singer because I don't hit the high notes or whatever, but like I rap, sing,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that. Shout out to home.
Is there anything you're working on that Ottawa should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, I just released my promo for my music video for John Texan.
Okay.
I'm going to be filming that soon, so probably I'm trying to, you know, maybe late May, might be out in June. That's like the biggest thing I'm doing. Besides, obviously, like singles, I'm going to be dropping here and there. I'm trying to drop singles like 2 every month, you know. But yeah, but my main focus is the music video right now. I need more visuals out for the people, you know.
Okay.
Where can people find you on social media?
Oh, you find me Instagram, Twitter. I even have a Facebook like fan page. Everything Songo MOB, SONGO IMOB. Yeah, so you guys can find me for sure.
Sounds good.
There we have it.
Yes.
Cass stepped in the circle and killed it.
Yes.
Shout out
Thank you so
Major League 2, that's my team. You know, all you guys, Bone, Nate, Jay, Sham, Chris, it's a lot of y'all. Seti, Ben, Belly, that's off top. Yeah, that's my team, Major League.
I like the name Major League. That's sick.
We used to be MLB, like when we were kids, it was MLB, but like we're not trying to get sued by them. Because we're trying to do this, you know, we're trying to like
So
get out
what
of
is it now? Like just
So now, yeah, it's just Major League. It's Major
Still
League.
Major League.
Because you can like attach like a bunch of stuff after Major League.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming today.
for sure.
It was a
I'm
great
happy.
interview. It was nice to get to know you more and to have you
Yes.
talk more about your music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a short break and we're going to come back with the hot topics. And we're back with the hot topics. So we're going to start with R. Kelly. I didn't really want to talk about it, but everyone was talking about it, so I figured we should talk about it. So people from his team have been dropping like flies this week because we find out that he gave an STD to this girl that he grew to be his sex kitten. I'm so sorry, I forget that we have high school kids.
A cameraman. Oh my, what you know about R. Kelly?
This guy, doesn't he have like some satanic cult to it?
Yes. Yeah, then like these kids, like she's 14. I don't know if she's 14 today or she was 14
No,
at the
I think
time.
she was 14 at the time because she's 19 now.
Yeah,
Yo, this is actually disgusting.
it's gross.
He's a pedophile.
It's disgusting.
What? I thought we already knew.
Yeah, but like he knowingly gave it to her.
I don't even know how I feel because you know what's the sad part is R. Kelly's actually was my favorite artist. That's the sad part, like all time now.
Yeah, man.
That's a sad part.
But and then this week when we posted about it on Instagram, our thoughts are thoughts. Instagram is John Cola. I forget his name. What's his name? One of the two guys on Our Thoughts Are Thoughts.
Yeah, Jitpo.
Jitpo posted. He made a comment and he's like, "Look at the Pied Piper story, and then like make the correlation between the Pied Piper and R. Kelly."
Okay.
And it's funny because so I read the story. For those who don't know, the Pied Piper was this. So in like the 1200s, he was this character, I guess. Like he wore like a rainbow whatever, and he had this flute-looking like thing. And there was an infestation of rats somewhere in Europe. And so he was like, "Okay, I'll get rid of them, but you guys have to. The rest of the town has to pay me off after." Gets rid of the rats, and the town did not want to pay him off. So he did the same thing, but to lure kids. So he got all the kids to like follow him into, I guess, this hole, and the people from the town never saw the kids again. So it's like R. Kelly. He lures all these girls, and like their family never sees them again. But we don't know what's actually happening to these girls. But R. Kelly also did an interview with GQ magazine where he says he's called himself the Pied Piper before.
Yeah.
He has. And he says, I don't know if this is true, but he says that he actually did not know what the Pied Piper was. So he didn't know that the Pied Piper, got rid of the rats and lured kids. He had no idea. So when the GQ person who gave him the interview said, "You don't know what the Pied Piper is and you call yourself that, like with all these allegations with you right now, like how could you?" And he's like, "No, and I actually find it stupid that people like would think that of me. Like I find it stupid that I would make that correlation. Like I'm not like that." Yeah, you are like that. You lure these girls, you groom them. What does grooming mean? Grooming them to become their sex kittens.
This is sick.
Like,
This is sick. This
Anyways.
is disgusting. This is twisting.
I don't want to give it
Like, man, this is like, think about it, right? Like, think about it, right? Like, think about it. Visualize this. You will bring your daughter to an R. Kelly concert. You're an R. Kelly fan, and R. Kelly wants your daughter. He doesn't want you. He wants your little one. I swear to God, if I had a daughter fan, I would. Anyhow.
Yeah, it's gross. Okay, enough about her. Disgusting.
Please.
John Cena and Nikki Bella called off their engagement. I'm so sad, but I'm not gonna say I did not see it coming.
You saw it coming?
Oh, come on. It was obvious that it wasn't gonna last forever. I mean, for those of you that watched Total Divas, the story wasn't really that for me that much on the WWE. It was more on the TV show. They're introduced the first season 1, episode 1. They're introduced as a couple. And like for her to move in, she had to sign like a 75-page contract. That basically had like there were rules. Like she can do certain things on Sundays. Like you absolutely have to dress up for lunch. Like basically that contract.
John Cena?
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
That contract was basically like in the event that the relationship was not going to work out, it would basically save him. So she wouldn't be able to screw him over, I guess, because in the past, and I think he did mention in the past he has been screwed over by someone who he really loved. But I don't think that a 75-page contract was the solution. He's not the only one that's gone through mess ups. But also, like, he was very vocal about not wanting to have children. And Nikki Bella wanted children. She wanted a marriage and wanted children.
He actually doesn't want kids.
And at the beginning, he wasn't open to marriage. He wasn't open to marriage in the beginning. And he kind of, like, changed his mind. But I feel like the engagement was like a shut up. Like, I'm going to get married to you. After that, like, don't ask me for anything else.
Why is he like that?
And he doesn't look like that when he's on TV, right? He doesn't come off as someone who would be like that when you see him, like, come out on the ring and, like, in the movies. He doesn't seem like someone who would be like that in life. So I was caught off guard when you were introduced to him.
He doesn't want kids?
No.
And the thing is, he makes so much money. And so to me, don't you want to share that with, like, kids? Like, don't you want to share? Like, I don't understand. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna die. What is gonna happen to all this money that you have? This guy is like super part-time wrestler. Is not even there half of the year, and is still the face of the damn franchise.
I think John Cena is a victim of, I would say, his own success. You know what I mean by that is he's obsessed. Because a lot of people that go into wrestling, they become obsessed with the crowds, they become obsessed with the traveling. And that's like their refuge, right? Because when they're not in front of crowds, they're just alone. And a lot of people miss it. So for example, Ric Flair, that's why he wrestled until he like 60 something.
Yeah.
Or like even like Stone Cold, he said when he retired, he didn't know what to do with himself. So I'm guessing John Cena doesn't know how to like let go of the WWE, and I think he should. And I also think like he should also become a heel, because now people don't really care about him. Like WrestleMania was the most like I'm not even a John Cena fan. I feel bad for John Cena fans, Nathan and Sabrina. I felt bad for them to watch that. I felt bad for them. I didn't say anything.
I was an Undertaker fan at that thing though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's sad. Anyways, I just want to say for WrestleMania, I'm happy Undertaker came out as Undertaker.
And not badass?
Yeah, I'm actually like, it's weird because like he retired, but I like how at the beginning, like when it got dark and then it got bright and then you saw, it's almost like last WrestleMania he retired, he left his stuff in the middle. And then his stuff was in the middle and then the lights go on again and he's there. It was cool the way that they introduced him back. It was cool. Yeah. Khloe Kardashian named her baby True Thompson.
That's a shade.
I feel like it's
a shade.
Like she knows it's true. But I'm against the fact that she I don't know, I'm not into the whole giving her the last name. Like it should have been True Kardashian.
No.
Yeah, it should have been.
No.
Yeah, it should have been.
No.
I would have not given that kid the like I'm sorry, but like I'm in your home, pregnant, awaiting to give birth. And then there's videos of you motorboating a girl's.
No.
Like,
don't victimize
and then there's pictures of you actually days before entering a hotel with I don't know who that woman is. Meanwhile, I'm in your home.
No.
Like I don't know.
No, how do you see motorboats?
Because I was.
That was not
okay.
That was not motorboating.
Yes, it was.
It was
He's
not motorboating.
full in that like this.
No. I disagree. He was drunk and he was taking advantage of.
Okay, what about the other times though? You can't think he was drugged to that time.
Which one?
When he was photographed walking outside of New York, which was 2 weeks ago. And then the other time in Cleveland. And then the Miami one, that's when you claimed was drugged.
See, the thing is, I agree with you, but I can't say he was motorboating.
I just don't think he had good friends. I know his friends were there. His friends.
Or he doesn't listen, or he doesn't want to listen to his friends. But so Cleveland lost.
Yes.
But also he's benched. So with all this that happened, people went on Tristan Thompson's Instagram and gave eye hopes. You know, one of the eye hopes was, I hope every time you bite into your food, you bite the inside of your cheek. You know how that right? When you bite into, like you're biting into something so good and then you bite the inside of your cheek. My eye hope was, I hope that he gets benched and never gets to play again. Now, will he get to play again? I don't know, but he got benched. So, I'm just gonna.
I just want to say, Chloe, I think that was in a classy move to call the daughter True Thompson. I think it was utterly disrespectful. Like, for all the names you could have called it, like the baby girl, you called it True Thompson.
Well, I'm not okay with the True just because I don't get what these people are naming their kids these days. But I think that she's throwing shade.
It's a heavy shade. True, you're a True
Good
Thompson.
for her, though. Good for her. I hope that, because this is not his first time, it will definitely not be his last time. I think he's going to do it again.
Yeah.
And so I hope that she realizes, maybe not now because she just got a baby, but she realizes soon that like she needs to move on.
Listen, the man's from Brampton. It's not in his DNA yet. He's 26. Let him live. He was drugged.
No.
Those girls were evil.
No.
They knew exactly what they were doing. Man was there.
When I say for the record, when I say girls are evil, that's not what I mean. He knew what he was doing.
I don't know.
He knew what he was doing.
Let me give you an example. I don't drink, so I can't. But like, listen, It was like this. When a man bubbles his head like this, I know you're not looking.
No, his head was full on that girl's boob crack. Like full on that girl's boob, like in the boob, like in the thing, like when you put your head in a bowl, like that. That's, he knew what he was doing. He may have been drunk, but at one point you must think, okay, where's my head at right now? Like, this is not right. He left his head there. That's not.
Tris, I tried.
No.
I tried TT.
Another good I hope was, what was it, the Netflix load? It was like, I hope when you want to watch something on Netflix, it never stops loading. Like, people were so mean. It was awesome. And Starbucks will be shutting down for training on May 29th. So let's talk, okay, so the two black men in Starbucks were actually there on a business, not venture, because they were actually meeting with someone. It was for real estate investment. So they weren't even there for what people thought, right? Like the prejudice. And people go into Starbucks or coffee shops all the time just to go pee. You know, you get off the bus, you need to go for a quick sprinkle, you go to a coffee shop and you pee. Or in the winter, it can be hella cold in Ottawa. I'm going to wait inside whatever hotel, coffee shop, convenience store until I know my bus is coming. The manager was reprimanded for what she did. It was wrong. But the Starbucks CEO, like the company as a whole, they don't agree with what she did. So she was reprimanded for it. They apologized to him. They're in mediation, so I don't think they're gonna go. I don't think they're gonna like go for money. I think that what they're looking for, since there's gonna be a training, they're looking to, I guess, give input on how, like, what is going to be given for the training, right? But they're saying that boycotting Starbucks is not the answer.
It's not.
It's not. It wasn't Starbucks being racist.
Yeah.
It was an employee.
It was
of
the
Starbucks.
employee, and she was rude. She, like, for those, yeah, the video,
Well,
she was rude.
it's funny because they're so quick. Like, you know, some people are so quick to call the cops on black people. And I had a situation where my boss asked me to go get her son at school because she had some stuff to do. So I went to the little man's, elementary school to go get him. And then she called, said, hey, like, Reggie's gonna be getting him. And then she was like, okay, but his name's not on the list. And I'm like, okay, call her. I'm like, hey, can you put my name on the list? And she's like, well, you always do this, like we need to know before. And my boss at that point was like, give me my flipping son, call it a day. And then I called her, I'm like, hey, here you go. And then as I'm about to leave, she's like, oh, can I get your ID? And I'm like, snap, it's in my MERS. So then I call our HR assistant, I'm like, hey, could you go get my MERS? And then my boss happens to hear this and she's like, yo, no. She never asked nobody for ID. Why are you asking him? She's like, why are you asking him for ID? And then she's like, well, if nobody gives me ID, I'm gonna have to call the cops. And then I'm like, okay, call them. Like, call them. You know what I mean? Like, call them. Like, I'm dressed almost like in a suit. Call them. Like, this is the perfect day for you to call the cops on the black. This is the perfect day for you to call the cops on the black man. I don't got no direct. I'm clean. I got dress shirts and everything. And then she's like, well, yeah. And I'm looking at the lady like, is this a thing? Is this really like where we're going? And the poor little guy is here like, because I'm starting to talk at this point. I'm like, no, Reggie, stop. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, Juju, my bad, Reggie got carried away. And then finally they brought the stuff, and then she said, no, I don't need your ID. I'm like, here's the ID, take it right now. Look at it good. And it's because you resemble somebody that's been outside of the school.
Anyway.
See? Listen, this is the funny part, right? I understood what she was like trying to do and I respected it, right? But the minute she said, I look like somebody, I'm like, really?
Not cool.
I'm like, are you for real? I'm like, man, I don't know a lot of black guys that have receding hairline like mine. I'm going through some LeBron James right now. You know what I'm saying?
But I have a story that happened to me yesterday. This never happens to me. I'm at Rexall at Plaza Orleans, I'm going to this all-white event next Friday, and I don't contour. I've never done it. But I've learned through watching this girl Maha. Hey, Maha. So I went there to buy the stuff, and I'm new to this, so I took time to find makeup. I'm trying to find my fit, what fits me color-wise. I'm sending pictures to Maha on the phone. I'm calling her, to hear, to get advice. I was in there for almost a good 45 minutes. The makeup girl comes up to me and she's like, excuse me, do you need any help? Are you doing okay? I'm like, no, I'm doing fine. And then she never comes to see me again. And then I hung up on the phone with Maha, and then I hear the intercom say, security, please go on to every aisle. But I made nothing of it because I'm like, oh, I'm not, it's not me, whatever. Then I realized there's no one in the store but me. Security is in my aisle. And the guy comes up to me and he's like, do you need help with anything? I'm like, no, I'm good at, whatever. And he's like, it's because you've been stalling for too much. Oh. And I'm like, excuse me? And he's like, yeah, you've been stalling for too much. And I'm like, but I'm just trying to find what makeup fits my face. I'm new to this, I'm not a makeup artist. And I'm like, I showed him the pictures, that I'm sending my friend, the different shades. My hands are dirty. And he's like, yeah, no, it's been you've been watching you for 30 minutes.
Oh, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut up.
Meanwhile, this girl, and you know what? I should have dropped everything, but I spent $80.
What did you pay? What did you pay?
And I'm sorry, I'm educated. I went to university. I work a good job. I'm an admin. I'm the last person you should be sending security to keep an eye on. Because I've been stalling for too much because I don't know what makeup shade to buy.
What did you pay?
I don't know. I needed the makeup, But I'm just saying. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. That never happens to me. And I was very disappointed.
I'm disappointed.
And I should return the shit I bought.
Return it alive. Return it alive.
I'm just shook. Literally, it really hit me when I'm like, yo.
It's not too late. It's not too late. Listen, CTV's right here. CTV's right here. Right, so racist. You know what I'm saying? And I have the proof. I have the text.
Yeah.
That's nice though.
Yeah. And as I'm walking to the couch, I can see they're all standing in the aisles.
Oh.
And I was the only one because after I had to go buy these.
What time was this at?
Oh my god! It was after work, around 5.
Come on. It's always dead at class anyway, so I don't know why they're
Class should be happy. No, class should be happy to see you in there. Because it's the most deadest mall in the city.
Yeah.
Next to Blair. Actually, Blair's more popping.
Blair's more popping than class, bro.
Blair's more popping than Plaza. I remember back in the day.
And they pulled that stuff. Oh,
I remember high school days, you go to Plaza 4 or 5, you just see St. Pete's kids out there. You don't even see Biddy kids out there.
At Blair?
At Women's class, yeah.
No, because the Biddy people are gone. They're done since
2:15.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to the St. Pete's kids, so they had some, good times back in the day. That's so now.
My mom was straight, so it was go to school straight home. Although I didn't I think midway junior high, I tried, to
You had issues.
I feel like
I didn't have issues.
When I talk about your rebel days, you had a great rebel.
I tried, it was it felt good.
It was a couple of years.
Yeah.
Because I remember my sister calling, oh my god, Kass and guys are listening. I don't know, what?
It wasn't that big of a deal. Tuning Tuesday, I'm at KFC.
It wasn't just Tuning Tuesday.
It's not the other day. Whatever, man. I wasn't that bad of a teenager. I was just, I had my rebel days, but it wasn't that bad. Some teenagers did worse. Whatever. So, do we have time for a relationship?
Yeah, take a break.
Okay, so we're gonna take a short break and we're gonna come back with the relationship question from out of the box.
Let's do it. Relationship question time. Okay. I've been with my man for 8 years now. We aren't engaged yet, but I feel like it's coming soon. I know that my man wants a prenup, but I kind of find it insulting. Should I go with it or tell him how I feel?
Tell him how you feel. I've never been a fan of prenups just because I feel like then you anticipate separating one day. Because a prenup is basically a setup for when you do separate. You set up these things where you either leave 50-50 or whatever you came in with you leave with, or there's a bunch of it's rules on a piece of paper that say what you get to leave with. when you separate. But to me, it's like, if we're together, the goal is to stay together forever. Like, why have a piece of paper that sets up things?
I mean, it's,
I don't
For
know.
people, I kind of feel the same way, but also if you have kids, then I feel like technically you don't really need a prenup because when you guys separate anyways, child support comes in, so you'd still, so like,
yeah.
it's kind of, you don't need a prenup, I feel, if you're gonna have kids, because then the kids anyways are gonna end up getting the money
See,
for the support.
I'm a firm believer in probably doing the 50-50 split, not because you don't see yourself with the person you're gonna marry for like, like, I'm not saying you still enter the relationship that you're in, but the way I see it is, it saves your embodiment of work, and it goes for the girl as well. It's not just guy or girl. I feel like, honestly, let's say for you, if you're working a good job and you've worked all the years you've worked, you have your education in play, a relationship should not decimate your way of life. That's how I see it. I feel like it doesn't matter, guy, girl, whatever the case may be, I feel like it's the best way because you can't control what happens in 7 to 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I feel like we're in a generation where a prenup, I think a prenup helps everybody, to be honest. Because now it's, oh, I'm entitled to this much money. Or I honestly believe if you have a prenup, I feel like your relationship is at ease. I feel like now, if you're gonna leave, it's gonna be a peaceful, I feel like the end is we're always gonna be friends.
No.
I don't know if we're gonna be friends, but it's not gonna be as messy.
Because I agree, because I feel like we see, like, think about it. We hear stories of girls going into relationships where they make more money than the guy, and the guy takes all their money. We don't talk about these things too, right? We always talk about the guy worrying about the girl taking the money, and I believe in like equality, and everybody is equal, and I truly believe, and I always say, my sister, my mom, whatever the case may be, should not be in a situation where they're penalized because they're making more money. I feel like it's a question, finance runs the world to a certain extent, and I feel like when it comes to that, it's honestly being like, hey, listen, like, we're gonna get married, and I just feel like we should have this organized that way if we were not to work out. Because let's put this in consideration. When we have kids in a relationship, right? When we have kids, the relationship won't be the same. People need to understand, kids change the relationship. We love who we're with. However, when you get kids in a relationship, we don't have time for you. We have time for the kids. We see each other. It's like this one guy, he's like, like we put the kids to bed, and then we go to bed and there's nothing. Like, we're so involved with our kids that there's nothing. You see what I'm saying? And that's the biggest thing, right? And you find that detachment overall. And I'm a firm believer in a prenup. It's just how the prenup is mentioned. I feel like artists are linked to say it more in a disrespectful way. You know what I mean? Like, kid, no, like, like, you're broke, I'm rich.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about people that like live in the middle class, I feel like it's fair. I feel like if you're making $75K a year and the other person's making out on $40K a year, that person doesn't take half your money. Because we have to also understand, you worked hard. You have a house, you're losing that house, now you're in a condo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now you're not even gonna wanna have a mortgage that big.
I don't know. I understand it. I just can't bring myself to agree. Like, I don't know how I would react if I was told I'd have to sign a prenup.
The thing is, I'm gonna tell you this. You're going to see it when depending how your relationship goes, whatever the case may be. When you see you make more money, you're going to see, damn. And for girls, I always say, girls, like, I don't understand why some girls don't see the value of a prenup, because some guys are dogs. To be very honest with you, some guys are dogs. And I'm talking about in a situation if you're making more money, right? If you're making more money. If you're not making more money and he cheats on you, whatever the case may be, you're entitled to get your money. You see what I'm saying? If you have no prenup. But if you're gonna make a split, you can split. However, in the case that you're the one making more money than your man, and he's like, I don't love you anymore, you wanna be able to say, well, this is not fair, and you're taking half of my money, because he could try to do that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I think, and as well as that, like, just the 8 years, and like, 8 years and they're not engaged yet, I feel like depending of your status, we don't see that in like, I would say normal society for yourself to be engaged 8 years. I don't know if you got engaged at like 17.
Engaged for 8 years, I didn't catch that. Engaged for 8 years, okay. Wendy Williams says, you are in a relationship for 6 months, if there's no title, move on. Because within 6 months, you should know whether you think, okay, I want to make this girl my girlfriend, or I want to make this boy my boy, or whatever. You should have an idea within 6 months if this person is worth staying with or not. Okay, after that, you're in a relationship. Okay, 2-3 years, if there's no engagement, you need to start asking questions. 8 years, if you're engaged for 8 years, then I mean, you're not getting married. That was a shut up brain.
I agree.
That was a shut up brain. You're not getting married.
Okay, let's say you're together with that person. You've been with her, not engaged. You've been with her for 4 years. Then you ask her to marry you. What's the time frame?
For the marriage?
Yeah.
Well, then that depends, like what kind of wedding you want, right? If you want a big wedding and you don't have that money, then you're probably gonna save up for a year and whatever. But I mean, yeah, 4 years you're still engaged. And if it wasn't a situation where you got engaged in university, and you still have okay, that's different. But if you're both working people, you're engaged, you have that ring. And it's the 4th year, and there's no talk of marriage yet.
Yeah. I also want to talk about that because I feel like a lot of people are being pressured to get married, and this message goes out to all my religious people, in the Haitian community to be exact, where they just feel pressured to get married, or not just Haitian in general. I see a lot of people that are, and it breaks my heart because it's like nobody's forcing you to get married. You see what I'm saying? You get married when you want to get married. You get married when you're ready to get married. And a lot of people forget finance. People forget that a wedding, realistically, is just a day.
Yeah.
The planning is a long time. And I don't think people understand the level of adulthood that comes with that. Because you're getting married, and for me, I will never, we could say that. Until I'm telling you, hey, this is what's really going to happen, that means in every aspect of my life, I don't worry. To a certain extent. We always worry about some certain stuff, but to a certain extent, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Because you also have to take into consideration, can I live with that person? If this person pisses me off, can
I be mad for a certain time and then let it go?
Let go.
That's why people are resorting to living with the person first before getting married.
Or going on vacation. You don't want to live with a person, going on vacation is one of the perfect ways to know.
And I'm gonna be honest, I'm against living with somebody.
Me too.
And I'm gonna tell you why I'm against living with somebody before you get married with that person. It's because I feel that person can leave. And you don't invest a lot of, and we don't talk about it in our culture, right? A lot of people, I live with my boyfriend, oh no, we got into a fight, I left. In marriage, it doesn't work like that. You get into a fight with your partner, where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go?
But I feel like
because even if you say think about it though, Kass, even if you say, yeah, you know what, you're giving me a headache, I'm gonna go to my boy's house. You have to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not married to somebody, you piss me off, you say something that hurts your feelings, I'm gone. This is your true colors. And I also feel like it's an excuse to leave as well. That's what I truly believe. I believe that you have to, marriage is not an escape. You have to understand that this is a sacrifice you're married. And a lot of guys need to understand, if you're going to be a married guy, be a married guy. If you're going to be in a relationship guy, be in a relationship guy. If you're going to be a player, be a player.
Yeah, don't.
But for the people that you're talking about that feel pressured to be married, a lot of the younger people, the people our age, get married real quick, okay? And the people that are 1 year into a relationship, they're engaged, married. Within 2 years, they're married. But they have never lived or traveled together. They live together, and then what happens? They realize they can't, and then they move, and then they divorce. I feel like for you people traveling with a person, you get to live with the person for a week in a hotel room. You get to see how they are. Or when you move with someone, I guess the downfall is that if someone leaves, then there's a whole mortgage thing you have to figure out. But it's a good way to figure out, okay, I can live with this person. I felt like it's a way that you can before making that jump and having to deal with a divorce.
I agree. However, you're also taking a big risk to not ultimately being with that person. That's the biggest risk. That's what I see. I see that, hey, if I really like you, and again, right, I'm gonna give you a messed up example. It's like, I know if I live in a house with you, we might not work out. However, I know if I'm married to you, we have no choice but to work out. See what I'm saying? It's like, I know that if I'm married with you, we have no choice. We're locked in. We're locked in, we're going to grind it out. Again, like you said, like living with somebody can work. Like it works, you know what I mean?
Your girlfriend agrees with me.
Like it could work, you know?
But at the same time too, I know certain people who were living with their boyfriend or their girlfriend, they break up and then they have like 24 hours to move out their stuff. So it's kind of, I don't know.
Well, if you move in with the person, if you move in, like, let's say the girl moves in with the guy, like the guy has his place, the girl moves in with the guy, that situation sucks. But it's more like, I guess, if you guys get a place together, the downfall of that is that there's that. I get that point, but I don't know, I just, yeah, I'm in between.
Well, you weren't raised that way.
I wasn't like that before, but it's true, like there's people that get the divorce, they were married yesterday, they get divorced today because they realize they can't live with someone.
But the thing is, I feel like the divorce, and I'll be honest with you, I feel like the divorce comes to the root of the actual sense of the relationship.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you an example, right? Again, I have to go back to a lot of people that are getting married in the church. I truly believe some of them do love each other, 100%. You know, like I'm not gonna question that. However, I feel like some don't even have the time to. Like think about it. Like you know that old saying, you're dating somebody. Like I'm a religious guy to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Like you're dating this girl, whatever, and it's like yes, when's the marriage?
You what?
But like I'm just saying about like you start dating somebody in the church, right?
Okay.
And I'm talking about people in the church. You start when's the wedding?
Oh.
It's like you haven't even spent a year with that person. I do agree, like you know, like the pros is you can live, you can say that person is. However, it takes one fight. I'm a firm believer. It takes one solid fight to end everything in the house. Everything you build, one solid fight. One solid fight. It doesn't matter what it is, how it is. Meanwhile, I'll give you if you're married, one fight. You know, think about it, right? When you're married, you have to keep in consideration
everything.
Yo, I took a vow in front of this pastor, in front of my mom, that for better or for worse, I have to work it out with you. You know what I'm saying? So divorce does us part. And that's how I see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that was a great topic. I feel like, and I just want to give a shout out to the reason why I said the relationship, like in regards to the church, is because, man, I'm gonna say it, I'm exposed, but I won't drop names. This one man's that I knew in high school, he's been asking people for money, not small money, it's like a stack, like $1,000. Like he'll go in, send messages like, I'm going through a bit of a situation, and quote unquote, those are people that came to me, you know. And the reason why is I couldn't keep it inside. It's like some people like he said some stuff like, I'm going through a rough time, I don't have a steady job, and I'm getting married, and could you toss me $1,000 and I'll pay you back. And he has some great friends. Those people did it. To me, it's like, I can't even ask my mom, me. I can't even ask my mom for $30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me to ask somebody else for $20, for $1,000, I'd rather leave my car on E. I'd rather figure out a way to go to the bus, to go to get to work, whatever the case may be. And then, you gotta get married. And mind you, this person is in church. The most holy people you see, praying, doing all that, and then talking about marriage. Are you ready to get married?
No.
Like you're asking people for $1,000, and not one, like 4 or 5. And when it's time to pay up, you can't even see you. And your friends, I feel bad for them because your friends should have told you get a job. Your friends should have told you to get a job now.
That's why I can't deal with churches anymore, because just because the people you see in church are not all actual church people. They just go, it's a front that they put on. A lot of people are snakes, especially like black churches. Anyone seen Greenleaf on Netflix? I mean, that's some true stuff, and there's not a lot of black churches like that in Ottawa. Like, I still think that in churches in Ottawa, anywhere in the world, half the people that attend put fronts. It's fake, and like I just think it's wrong.
And to go back on the Greenleaf reference, right? It's don't show Greenleaf. I gotta get back into watching it, but the church I used to go to before I went to Life Center, pretty much the pastor, quote unquote, said he was a pastor, but later to find out that he wasn't a pastor, didn't have no documentation, nothing, preaching fake doctrine, stole $82K in the span of like 2 years.
That's gross.
Blame my dad, quote unquote, say my dad stole money, which I wish he did. Which I wish my own father, I wish my own father did, which he didn't. And then to realize that, and then that's what I mean. Like when it comes to the whole churches, I'm gonna be very, very critical on that. I'm a super religious guy. However, I'm low key about it. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to tell you? Oh yeah, come. I'll tell you, hey, if you want to come to church, come. Like I think I told you on Eastside, I'm going to church. Come if you want. I said no. That's it. That's how I am. I'm not the type, oh yeah, come to church. It's just because me, that's how I was raised, right? Like I was raised to go to the church and I kept those values. The Haitian churches, with that being said, to me, I don't really have no interest. And the reason why I relate to like Life Center, the white churches, or not even just the white church, it could be like an African American church, but specifically, I'm going specifically with the way the Haitian Baptist culture is. I can't mess with it because it's, oh, you can't have earrings. No, you don't want your kids to have earrings. Don't preach that and then give my mom the ideology not to have earrings. See what I'm saying? Like, you can say, yeah, like, in the Bible, God was a certain way. You couldn't pierce your body. That's all you have to say. But, oh yeah, you're thugs or stuff like that. I'm not really okay with that. And to me, like I said, religion is to you. I'll bring my kids to church. Again, I'm not going to force religion upon my kids. But it's something I'm like, hey, like daddy's religious. If you want to follow daddy, you can follow dad all you want at the end of the day, but it's not something like,
you have to.
Like you have to. You make the decision when you can, but just know that you grew up going to church on Easter Sunday. That's my only thing. And I respect that, and that's how it's going to be.
Just to end on the church note, my mom always told me back in the day in Haitian churches, and it might still be like that, especially in places like in Montreal. When it's time to give they collect. So in churches, some churches will impose a percentage of your salary, or they will impose like a number of dollars you have to give. Or the worst is they will say, okay, the people that can pay $5,000 come to the front. The people that can pay $1,000 come to the front. The people that can pay $50, then up to the person that can pay $1. That's degrading. It's embarrassing, and Haitian churches are like that. I went to this thing for New Year's Eve in Montreal. It was in this big convention center, popular in Montreal. It's big downtown Montreal. I forget what it's called, but it's like a Shankman Art Center, but it's bigger. I forget what it's called. But I guess it's a church that was there. I'm not sure if they normally go there, but they were there for that night, and it felt like I was in a cult for some reason. It was really, it was an experience. They put on a show, like the lights and the concert and the music. Before like the preaching, it felt like I was in a cult. It was weird. Anyways, I just want to say.
Yeah, to me it's just like at the end of the day, like I just don't like the opinionated way of preaching.
Oh, and black churches are always like 3 hours. White churches are you go in 45 minutes and we're done.
Life Center, it goes a minute and 10 and I'm already like, okay, what's going on today? Like,
yeah. You go in at 10, you come out by 11.
I love it. I love it.
Or you go 10:30, you leave at 11, then there's another one at 11 to 11:30. But black churches,
you go in at 2, you come out at 6. Like, it's
oh man, going at 11:45, come out at 2.
No.
Yeah.
It's like today was, and you're like, man, when is he gonna end?
Yeah.
That's why me, I'm like, see,
Yeah.
You know, as a kid, man, you're like, oh my
and the one
goodness.
thing that I hated was that's why I always didn't like New Year's Eve, because I could never really spend it. I would be in church on like New Year's Day, like on what, like New Year's Eve, like we would go to church at 9 p.m.
Oh.
or like 7 p.m. all the way to like 2 a.m. Now I can go to my church at like 12 p.m. and now I got the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And then my mom's like, oh, you went to church? Yeah, I went to church. Like, Easter was dope. I went to church, and that was long. Like, Easter was an hour and like 15 minutes. Like.
Yeah, it's usually a little more. Easter, white churches are like an hour and a half.
Christmas too.
Yeah, Christmas too. Yeah.
Big shout out to Life Center.
But yeah, so that was a relationship question that ended up turning into religion.
Yeah.
But okay, guys, so it's the last week for the Nordique Spa contest. So if you haven't participated, you still have a week to go. So you just have to go on the Facebook page and Instagram page, find the original post, and follow the instructions. It's very simple. If you don't follow the instructions and you miss a step, then you're not going to be inputted into the draw. And it ends April 28th at 10 p.m.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern time. But any shout-outs?
Big shout outs to all our listeners around the world. Power Circle is growing. Power is everywhere. I'm not talk about it.
Shout out to Kass, our guest today.
Big shout out to Samina Baby. Shout out to you. Shout out to Nathan Cash. He's gonna see his phone. I can't wait for my broski, because apparently my phone was so bad from sources that every time I called, y'all couldn't hear me.
Yeah, no, you couldn't hear.
I can't wait to call him and see how it sounds, because I need to know if it was actually out tripping. And iPhone right now is giving me a bit of problems, because like I have to sign in, all that.
It's for Apple, for the apps.
Yeah, oh
you
my
need to,
God.
you need to log in for the apps, for the iTunes or whatever.
Oh, 1 second. Big shout out to my barbers, new look, hair's done. And a shout out to everybody that's been supporting us, as well as to everybody that sent us emails. Thank y'all so much. We're not ignoring none of y'all. It's just that it takes us time. We have daily lives that we have to tend to, and that's that.
You'll have your turn.
Oh, and FYI, if you guys send an email to be on the Power Circle, do not expect to be on the next weekend.
Yeah, because keep in mind, we're in May. We're booked until
June.
Yeah, so sometimes we're booked for the next 2-3 months. So you need to take into consideration also what we have booked. If something becomes free, we could let you know oh, you were interested in being in earlier, we could move up your day, but that doesn't happen often, so you guys have to keep that into consideration. Also, please treat emailing the Power Circle like you're emailing to apply for a job. We come here, we're professional, we're on time, we dress professional for the type of work that we do. When we communicate with you, you'll notice we're very professional in our communications, our Instagram posts, all that. Don't email us we're your annoying sister or our friend. We're actually you wouldn't email CTV like that. You want to be on the podcast, treat it like it's, you're applying for something. Give us that, respect still,
And that's the biggest thing too, right? Is because I feel like a lot of people need to understand that we're not trying to say we're the best podcast or whatever the case may be, but I want to say this specifically, I don't give a flip if controversy happens. We can come into the show, have discussions. A lot of Ottawa podcasts are fake to me, to be honest. And I'm going to say with utmost respect, because you guys are doing this for 2-3 months. Shout out to Shifter, you guys are real. I just wanted to point that out. It's not Shifter or anything Shifter, you guys are real, we respect y'all. It's the other ones, the ones that we identify as fakes. We're not gonna drop names, and you guys are here for a bit, 2-3 months, and then that's it. It's a phase that we're going through. It's like every time Cassie and Reggie do something, it's like Ottawa wants to do it. I don't know if you've seen this. There was no podcast before.
Yeah.
We started. And then that's that. Understand that the podcast is one aspect of the Power Circle. The biggest thing is the social media. And this is what differentiates Power Circle, is we have parents, we have great people that actually wants to know, hey, our school's gonna be running because of like, for example, Monday there was an ice storm. Those are the little things that separates us. And I just wanna, and this is a public message to all of y'all, to understand that we are here to stay. And Kass is like, oh my God, like they're gonna come for us. Come for us, come for us. Just know I'll be here in 2022. I could go on Big Brother Canada and still be here. I can move to Toronto and still be here. We're not going anywhere. And if God forbid something happens to me, there's going to be a replacement. Power Circle is going to be here and it's going to be here, whether y'all like it or not. And again, as well as that, to all y'all that keep saying, oh, Reggie's cocky, no, I'm humble as flip. I am very humble. Shout out to my co-hosts and my manager, for telling me that a lot of people say I'm cocky. I'm not cocky. My mama told me, believe in you. So I had no choice. So with that being said, I just wanted to talk about the fake podcasts around the city. Oh, yo, we do podcasting. That's cool. Just understand that the hottest show is Power Circle and Power Circle.
And just a reminder, next weekend we're not on Facebook Live, but we will have the audio for you as per usual. See you next Saturday.
Drop the mic. Oh, man. Make sure to subscribe, leave a comment. If you don't like the video, still subscribe and leave a comment.